KSU's TV2 News starts now.
Beautiful weather has embraced Northeast Ohio today. Good evening, everyone. I'm Katie Fickle.
And I'm Rich Pierce. We'll have more on this story in just a few minutes. But first, Kent State's provost could soon be heading south. University Provost Robert Frank is a finalist for the presidency of East Tennessee State. Out of 49 applicants, Frank remains, along with the Chancellor of West Virginia and Sandra Patterson Randalls, the Chancellor of Indiana University Southeast. The decision is expected in mid-November, and the winner will take over in January. Frank is best known for pushing the development of Ohio's second college of public health.
The calendar turns to November today and closes one of the wettest Octobers in the history of Northeast Ohio. Thankfully, today is dry, but nearly 6 inches of rain fell in October to make it the 5th wettest ever. October marked the 7th month this year to crack the top 10 of wettest months in what has been a record year for rain. November started off with nice weather, and KSU students took advantage of it.
I don't usually play outside because it's been kind of cold, but it's nice and sunny, so playing outside.
Today I'm going to go on a really wonderful run around campus.
Sunny, and when the weather is beautiful, it's make me feel happy and I like it.
Well, Rich, today was absolutely beautiful.
It certainly was, Katie. TV2's Jason Sokol joins us now with today's weather. Jason.
Yeah, it was definitely not the kind of weather that you associate with November, that's for sure. Check out these temperatures. We've got a 60 all the way out here in Toledo and a 57 in Findlay, a 57 in Cleveland. Gets a little bit cooler as you move to the east. Dover's got a 58, but all the way over here in Ashtabula, we see a 53 in Ashtabula and a 53 in Youngstown. In Kent right now, it is gorgeous. 56 degrees, partly cloudy skies, 49% humidity and a slight breeze. So kind of that weather that you might associate with the middle of October, but not this October because it rained all month. Let's take a look at the radar, and no rain in sight for us in Ohio. Nothing to see here. We'll zoom out for the national radar, and you'll see a little bit of snow in Wyoming and Montana. And we won't get any of that. We won't have to worry about any of that, but we will have a little bit of rain later in the week. I'll tell you when coming up in my extended forecast. Rich?
Jason, you said snow and my heart skipped a beat. Glad it's not coming this way. All right, with the approaching winter weather, some concerns about getting sick and even the flu. The health center held a flu clinic in the library today, making it convenient for students and staff to get flu shots and avoid getting sick this season. TV2 News correspondent Nicole Septerick joins us now in studio with more on the importance of getting a flu shot.
Thanks, Rich. With flu season on the horizon, it's important to stay healthy for school and work. Those concerns encouraged students and staff members to receive flu shots. Many didn't mind the flu shot and recognized its significance.
This is our mass clinic that we do every year. We try to get out to the different dorms and in the past, but for the last couple of years we found that just doing one mass clinic works better. We're able to immunize more people quicker, and then we have the student nurses come because we don't have the staff to do this ourselves at the health center.
From my point of view, it's to give us practice with the public and practice giving shots, but I think in general it was set up to help keep the flu down in this area.
Students should get flu shots because the flu is actually a severe respiratory illness, and if students get sick, they may be sick for 2 or 3 weeks, which could obviously affect their classwork.
And I got it last year and I did not get sick, so I'm hoping that I don't get sick again this year, even though I have a little bit of a cold right now, but hopefully nobody around me will get sick either, so we'll see.
It's really convenient. You don't have to go very far. It's just in the library, so it's there for your access, and it's cheap. It's probably cheaper than going to the doctor's office, and it helps the nursing students learn how to give shots, so it's kind of good for everyone.
It starts off with disinfecting or sterilizing the flu vial. Then we draw some air out of the vial, out of the syringe, inject it, then pull the fluid out of the syringe, half a milliliter, no air bubbles, recap, and then that's it.
Absolutely, it's painless and it can only help to not get the flu. I've had it a couple of winters, and so in my leave time I actually had the flu, so I'd rather have that time off and enjoy it rather than be sick.
Nursing students and health center representatives will be on the second floor of the library again tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Remember to bring your ID and health insurance card with you to your walk-in. The flu shots cost $20. For TV2 News, I'm Nicole Sopteric.
Thanks, Nicole. Nearly 1 million Ohioans don't see a doctor regularly, and it's not because they don't have health insurance. According to a survey, 43% say they don't go to the doctor frequently because they are in good health, and only 29% said they couldn't afford it. Many Ohioans visit emergency rooms instead because it's convenient. And Kent State could soon be playing a bigger part in preparing new medical doctors and nurses. The university and the Ohio College of Podiatric Medicine are continuing talks about merging the two programs. Today, OCPM announced its plans to incorporate its medical school with Kent's research and teaching advantages. No word of when the proposal will be final, but the Kent State and OCPM plan to quickly reach a deal. A house fire near downtown Kent has one happy ending tonight. 2 college graduates helped a woman escape the house. The woman turned out to be a Kent State professor for the School of Library and Information Science. TV2 reporter Megan Shaw joins us live via Skype outside the home after speaking to the 2 college alums today. Megan?
Yeah, thanks, Katie. And as you can see behind me, the windows have been boarded up since the fire last night. And like you said, Constance Malott is a professor here at Kent State, and she is the homeowner who was trapped inside during the fire. Now, Jared Atkins and Paul Marshak were the first to respond to the fire. Atkins is a KSU alum, and Marshak is an alum of the University of Akron. And they both said that they were just thankful they were at the right place at the right time.
It was definitely, I think we were both a little bit in shock when it first happened. We really saw what was going on, but Paul's got some fire training experience, and I was just trying to do anything we could help, and luckily we were able to save her, and I think it could have been grim had we not been there.
You know, my first instinct was, you know, is there somebody in there? And, you know, even if Jared wasn't there, you know, I think I would have been, you know, definitely searching to see if there was anybody inside the house and things, and just making sure that everybody got out. You know, that's kind of the most important thing. Wasn't really worried about, you know, the house burning itself. Was just more or less worried about, you know, if there was someone in there. So.
Now, Marshak does have some fire training experience. His advice to KSU students is to just be aware of your surroundings. And as of now, Malott is in serious condition at the Akron Children's Hospital, and the fire department is still investigating the cause of this fire. So any updates, we will keep you updated, and you can check on KentWire.com. For TV2 KSU, I'm Megan Shaw.
Thank you, Megan. Ohio Governor John Kasich comes to Portage County today to thank Republican and Tea Party members for support on issues 2 and 3. He's speaking at 7 p.m. at the Maplewood Career Center in Ravenna. If you're interested in attending, well, you may be out of luck. The event is by invitation only. Issue 2 affects the collective bargaining rights of public employees, while Issue 3 is a proposed amendment to the Ohio Constitution that would block federal health care mandates from taking effect in the state. Well, those same 2 issues are among the topics being discussed tonight at the Kiva. The college Republicans and Democrats will meet for the first time tonight at 7 to debate those, among other hot political topics. The debate will be moderated by political science professor Richard Stanislaw and is open to the public. And speaking of issues 2 and 3, be sure to tune in to TV2's Portage County Election Show next Tuesday, November 8th at 9 p.m. We'll be bringing you up-to-the-minute results from all the issues and races around Portage County, and you can get all the updates all night on Twitter. Just follow the hashtag PCElections. Join Nathan Edwards and myself for 3 hours of live local election night coverage.
Ohio's redistricting saga may be nearing an end. The Ohio House could vote on a new map as early as Wednesday. If you recall, Republicans drew the first version, but Democrats then collected signatures in hopes of putting the map before voters for repeal. Both parties will likely need map concessions for a new map to pass. One of Kent State's own is in the running for Ohio State Senate. TV2 News correspondent Sarah Bellina explains why the professor decided to enter the race. Sarah?
Thanks, Katie. Jamie Callender is a part-time political science teacher here at Kent State. He is running because he says it is frustrating that public policy has become more of an argument than a collaboration. One item currently at the center of the debate is Issue 2. If passed, it would repeal Senate Bill 5, which limited public employee collective bargaining rights. Callender says there are some elements of Senate Bill 5 he agrees with.
I think switching over to the merit pay so that there's some form of recognition of outstanding teachers is collective bargaining reform. I think eliminating tenure for primary and secondary teachers is a good idea. I think changing the collective bargaining law so that if there are layoffs that have to occur for financial reasons, you don't get rid of the last teachers hired, but rather you make sure you retain the best teachers.
Calendar's platform focuses heavily on education, as well as government reform and issues involving gun safety and rights for lawful gun owners. This is not Calendar's first attempt at running for office. He served as a state representative from 1997 to 2004. For TV2 News, I'm Sarah Bellina. Back to you, Rich and Katie.
Thanks, Sarah. Next on TV2 News, a new restaurant is serving up food in downtown Kent.
And your cell phone service provider might know more about you than you think. TV2 News will return right after this.
You're doing a nice job just when you get frustrated.
As part of our promise, Dial-A-Ride assisted service is now available countywide. From Aurora to Deerfield, from Suffield to Nelson, and all communities in between, residents of Portage County can now schedule door-to-door trips to any destination in the service area. To make reservations for Dial-A-Ride service, call 330-678-1287 or 800-673-1287. PARTA, moving the people who need it most.
At Brimfield Insurance Agency and Grange Insurance know that when you're out there doing what you do, the last thing you want to worry about is sketchy claims coverage from a cut-rate insurance company. When you go with Brimfield Insurance Agency and Grange, you're working with companies that use big, bold brushstrokes when it comes to claims and make an art of working out even the smallest details to make everything perfect. Contact the Brimfield Insurance Agency or visit their website.
Here at Portage Community Bank is painting time. We're remodeling our home, the historic Loomis home, as a grand building, and we intend to keep it that way. Jill, you missed a spot.
So we thought, let us help you with your home.
At PCB, we can help guide you through your loan process, so you too can paint, remodel your kitchen, or even get that new addition you've always wanted.
If you ever dreamed of remodeling your home, give us a call or stop by our offices in Kent or Ravenna. At PCB, we're a supporter of your dreams.
There's something fascinating about the ability to fly. It's inspired generations of innovators to push the limits of technology. That same spirit of innovation was carried on in 1947 when Neil Mann started Allen Aircraft in Ravenna, Ohio. Over the years, Allen has made significant contributions to the aircraft industry and the local community. We look forward to many more years of innovation as we continue to work and grow within the community.
Welcome back to TV2 News. Well, if you're looking for entertainment, DVDs will be harder to find on campus. Student-run business Flash Flicks is closing after 3 years of service. The business rented DVDs to students on campus. Different ways to watch movies like laptops and Netflix are to blame. Flash Flicks arose from the university's entrepreneurship program. That's not the only local business making news. A Kent restaurant owner, Randy Durant, is bringing a New York flavor to Acorn Alley 2. TV2's Jenna Homrock describes Durant's vision for the new downtown eatery.
Zooprex had a soft opening over the weekend to accommodate the people who are participating in the Halloween activities.
I thought it was excellent. It was very good. It was, you know, it met my expectation, let me put it that way.
The funky soup and chowder joint that is locally owned and located in Acorn Alley 2 was inspired by the idea of the soup Nazi in New York City.
The number you are trying to reach is unavailable. Try your call again later, when you will still not get soup.
We've spoken, and you know, he's corresponded with me and sent me pictures. Eat at Soup Works, or No Soup for You. Larry Thomas is his name.
The menu features a wonderful variety of soups, chowders, and ginormous sandwiches that are prepared fresh on a daily basis.
Here is very fresh, and like Panera's, I think they're trying to use really good ingredients.
Certainly funky, that's for sure. I wasn't sure what funky would mean, since it says a funky soup and chowder joint. But yeah, it's definitely got the funk. I like it. It's cool.
Durant says the Zoop Works is now open. However, the grand opening will be in mid-November. Well, the construction for the Davy Tree project started to take shape over the weekend. Jenna Homrock explores how construction crews are changing the downtown scene.
The Davy Tree construction site that is located between the intersection of South Water Street and South DePeyster broke ground this weekend as a crane started to help shape the steel framework for the building.
This is the main infrastructure of the building. I mean, this is the steel is what establishes the building, really. I mean,
Kent's Economic Development Director Dan Smith said this is the first major step in the project. The steel framework of this project should only take about 5 weeks, and once it's complete, the next step would be to put on the roof. Smith said the company hopes to have a roof on by the first week of December.
That gives them the ability to build out the interior throughout the wintertime if things happen to get less than pristine. When we start getting some snow and ice, they'll be able to do that work throughout the wintertime.
Total square footage for the entire building is going to be 46,000 square feet. First floor, 15,000. Second floor, 15. Third floor is 15.
The 3-story building will be a new home to retail stores and restaurants. This is Jenna Homrock reporting for TV2.
Boy, she's just all over downtown this week. The building will supply both office and retail space. Developers expect the project to be complete in the fall of 2012.
No need to feel disconnected from downtown. Your cell phone company knows a lot about you, where you live, what you search on the web, and even where you are. Now, some companies are selling your personal information to the highest bidder. Verizon Wireless is the first mobile provider to publicly confirm that it is actually selling its customers' information directly to businesses. But it's not alone. AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile also use your data to make extra cash. They say they don't actually hand the information over to third parties, but they do make money helping these vendors target you with ads. And reporting wild animal concerns is just a phone call away. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources created a new toll-free hotline. Governor John Kasich proposed the hotline after an owner freed nearly 50 dangerous animals before killing himself. The hotline is designed to handle exotic animals abuse and neglect. A panel also developed permanent guidelines for private ownership of wild animals.
Now, the forecast from your TV2 KSU weather team.
It was beautiful out there today, but despite the beautiful temperatures, believe it or not, there was actually some frost on a lot of windshields this morning. And I think it's worth mentioning, now that the temperatures are getting colder, you might want to give yourself a couple extra minutes if you're driving into class to brush off your car, because if not, you might end up late to class like I was this morning. Right now in Kent, 56 degrees, dew point at 37, a little bit of a breeze out of the south at 13, but perfect fall weather here in Portage County. Let's take a look at our surface map now, and you will see the next system to come through will be this cold front right here. This won't get here until about Thursday afternoon, and it is a weak cold front, so we will only have a little bit of rain from that. As for tonight, though, it's going to be very beautiful out there, clear and cool with a low of 38, a perfect evening, and for your 7-day forecast, we're looking at seasonable temperatures throughout the week. 61 tomorrow with 45 for your low, and then those afternoon showers on Thursday with a high of 55. For your high school football playoff games Friday and Saturday, great football weather. 50 on Friday, 56 on Saturday. The lows will be 33 and 40, so it won't be too cold out there for you if you're going out to the Kent Roosevelt game or the Ravenna Southeast game or even the Mogador game way out in Youngstown. And I'm sure Jason Costero will tell you a lot more about those in just a bit. And then on Monday, we're looking at 53 degrees, and then the rain comes back on Tuesday, and 51 degrees on Tuesday. So a beautiful week coming up, Rich and Katie.
Not bad at all, Jason. Thank you very much. TV2's Jason Costero will be right back with sports. Stay tuned.
Hey, kiddies, don't be a stiff for this Halloween. Head over to Mr. Fun's Costumes and Halloween Explosion. With over 200 styles of masks, from kid-friendly to downright ugly. Over 10,000 costumes to buy or rent, with dozens starting at only $9.99. The largest assortment of props and accessories anywhere.
See us on State Road in Cuyahoga Falls and Main Street in downtown Kent.
I plan.
I plan. I plan. I plan. I plan. I plan. I plan to be stress-free.
be stress-free.
Be stress-free. Get out of college on time. To have control.
I plan for my career.
My career. For graduation.
Graduation. To do an internship overseas.
Japan or Los Angeles.
I want to help people.
Better my community.
Do disaster relief. I plan for my future. My future. My future.
Start planning today with Kent State's graduation planning system.
Production is our passion. Whether it be newscasts, entertainment shows, or promotional videos for outside clients, TV2 KSU does it all. TV2 produces several weekly entertainment shows like The Blurb, Sports Corner, The Agenda, and What's Up Weekly. TV2 also broadcasts KSU basketball games live. Tune in to Time Warner Cable Channel 16 or see our work on Facebook, Twitter, or tv2ksu.com, and you will see why this is your station.
The Agenda on TV2 KSU.
This week on The Agenda, we do our show in front of a live studio audience, taking a look at Sex Week and the upcoming Halloween festivities. Our very own Brian Presley takes a look at what Kent State students plan on being for Halloween, and reporter Caitlin Lebeau checks out what's in store for Sex Week. The Agenda replays weekdays at 11:30 a.m., 5 p.m., and 1 a.m. on weekends, and 8:30 a.m. and 10 p.m. on TV2 KSU.
The Agenda.
Now, your TV2 KSU Sports Report.
Q News, I'm Jason Castro. Let's get right into what's going on in the sports world. This morning, you may have noticed ice on the windshield of your car, marking the beginning of winter. And everyone knows winter means one thing. Wrestler Dustin Kilgore is back in action. The 211-pound Golden Flash was named Most Outstanding Wrestler in the men's freestyle division after winning the Sunkist Open in Mesa, Arizona. KSU will begin its season this Saturday at the Eastern Michigan Open without Kilgore. He will sit out the season in hopes of making the United States Olympic team. And although Kilgore won't participate on the KSU team this winter, he and the other 449 Kent State student athletes are subject to drug tests by the Kent State training staff. Around 10% of the student athletes are randomly selected throughout the semester. Since 2004, 42 Kent State student athletes have failed. Four Portage Trail Conference teams have made the playoffs. Kent Roosevelt received the highest seed and will take on Warren Howland. TV2 Sports takes an inside look at the Rough Riders huddle.
PTC gives us a lot of motivation. You know, it gives us a lot of confidence as a whole team, not just the offense or defense. It kind of puts a lot of stuff in perspective. It tells us that we not only we're not done here, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And we have to keep going, work harder and harder to win this playoff game, something we haven't ever done. So
it's a big game. It's one we got to win, one we know we need to win. If we ever want to be considered one of the best teams to ever come through here.
We just got to, it's just basically man for man. We got to be physical. I mean, they're a physical team. They're running back. He's going to Ohio State. We just got to be physical. I mean.
Looking at Friday's Portage Trail Conference action, the undefeated Southeast Pirates will take on the Metro Division runner-up Ravenna Ravens, while on Saturday, Mogador will take on Youngstown Christian. And as always, if you want more coverage of the Portage Trail Conference, be sure to look on to PortageTrailCentral.com for in-depth stats, rosters, schedules, and previews for every team in the PTC. From playoffs to payoffs, former star Kent State quarterback Julian Edelman was released from a Boston jail on personal bail today. Edelman was arrested at a bar in Boston on Tuesday. According to an application for a criminal complaint, he reached under a woman's costume and grabbed her crotch. Edelman is currently a wide receiver for the New England Patriots. Now in happier news, yesterday was Halloween, and the NFL had their porch lights on in Kansas City as they were passing out treats in the form of Monday Night Football. Let's see how the Chiefs fared against the Chargers. And, you know, it's the perfect chance to use some Halloween references, so let's just do it. In the first, Matt Castle is going to hocus pocus one to John Baldwin for the 39 touchdown. Woo! That's going to put the Chiefs up 10-0, but the Chargers weren't going away in the fourth. Curtis Brinkley is going to carve one in, tying things up after the 2-point conversion. And in the fourth, the Chargers had a chance, but they fumbled it. In the second look, we're going to see that Phillip Rivers just butterfingered it. And folks, you know I ain't talking about the candy right there. That would come back to haunt the Chargers as in overtime. Ryan Sukop, 30-yard field goal. He's looking for it, and it's good. You know, it's impressive, that Chargers comeback. They might not have won, but I had 4 Halloween references. I think that's pretty good. This game puts the Chargers and Chiefs in a 3-way tie with Oakland for first place in the AFC West. Next week, the Chargers will take on the undefeated Packers, while the Chiefs will host the Dolphins, who haven't won a game yet. That's all I have for sports. Stay tuned for TV2 News.
And 30. Oh! Yo, hey, Allison.
What's going on?
Working on my free throws. Just on 30 straight.
30? That's not possible.
Maybe not possible for you, but I've been practicing.
Step back and give me the rock.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
1, 2, 11. You know it's harder when people are watching.
Hey, you know, 11's not that bad. All you need are a few pointers.
Thank you. Are you a free throw expert?
Well, no, not really, but I do know excellent teamwork when I see it. It's so much easier to get active and live healthier when your friends are there to motivate you with a little friendly competition.
Now let's get this game started.
Right.
Oh, she's going for the hook shot. Hook shot. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
America.
Let's get healthy together.
If every boy and girl had a quality education, we could change the world. We could help put an end to poverty, disease, and deprivation. Work with us to ensure that every child gets an education. It's their right. Education for everyone, everywhere.
Welcome back to TV2 News. Well, it's not such a small world after all, considering the world population hit 7 billion Monday. According to the UN Population Fund, the Earth's population grew by 1 billion people in the last 12 years. That's quite a bit, considering it took until the early 1800s just for the population to reach its first billion. Now, just to get an idea of how big 7 billion really is, to count that high would take more than 30 years, and 7 billion seconds ago, the year was 1789. Wow.
Thank you for joining us for TV2 News.
Be sure to check out our Flashcast every weekday morning. It's your morning news, now available on tv2ksu.com.
If you're looking for the latest entertainment news and gossip, don't forget to check out The Blurb tonight at 9, only on TV2. I'm Katie Feckle.
And I'm Rich Pierce. I hope you had a good day. For all of us here at TV2 News, have a great night.
One in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. 1 in 35 women will die from it. But you don't have to be one of them. Perform breast self-exams regularly and see your doctor if you notice any changes. Early detection saves lives.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool, really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
Did you know that we all affect our wastewater management system? Heavy rains produce more water than any wastewater facility can handle, and the overflow carries your litter into everyone's waterways, which is, if you think about it, really sucky. So throw trash in the proper receptacles,